Luca is directed by Enrico Casarosa and stars the voices of Jacob Tremblay, Jack Dylan Glazer, and Emma Berman. And after the strong showings of Raya and the Last Dragon and the Mitchells versus the Machines, can Luca continue the strong output of animation in 2021? Let's find out. Luca is the classic fish out of water story, as Luca, along with his friend Alberto and Julia, are trying to compete to win this triathlon in order to acquire a Vespa, which in Alberto's mind is the greatest thing ever. And Luca just wants to see more of the world, despite his parents' worry that the humans will never accept sea monsters like himself. Before I get into this review, if you like what I do on this channel, click that like button and subscribe to the channel for more reviews coming out like this, coming all the time. But without further ado, let's really talk about Luca. So, Luca, is it top tier Pixar? No, it is not. But I want to address one thing. There seems to be a lot of people under the impression that you have to either love or hate Luca, and that's been a thing I've noticed a lot, especially online on film Twitter. Can we just normalize liking a movie or just being meh on a movie? This is particularly prominent with big releases, where it seems to be you have to say a film is amazing or a film is terrible. You can't be middle ground about it. Luca is not a top tier Pixar film, but it is not even a bad movie. It's actually quite a good movie. And Luca is very much a film that had to be made. Is it the best fish out of water story ever? No, it is not. That for me is still Studio Ghibli's Ponyo. But the themes in this and the overriding message, which Pixar usually does so well, is clear as day to see. So you could tie that in to a lot of subtext, whether that be race, sexuality, gender, even class. Like some people look down on you if you're lower class than them. And this is fine. This has happened. Not everyone will like who you are. And I love how the film doesn't sugarcoat that. It does bluntly say you will be disliked by some people, and that is fine. You can't please everyone. I think that's a message that a lot of kids definitely need to hear. In terms of the story, I really loved the characters featured within this. The core trio are brilliant. I absolutely love the dynamic between all three of them. You can definitely see the subtext in the relationships between them all. But I just love how certain characters see things bigger than others. Obviously, you have Antonio, who basically he just thinks the biggest thing you can achieve on land is getting a Vespa. That is his goal throughout the entire movie. This is how simple things are. I love Luca's amazement where he's talked through things like space and galaxies and the universe. Because when you really think about it, everything is just crazy. That in this existence, everything is insane. It's very well presented, and the art style just really complements that. I do love how they embrace the Italian culture. Now, yes, there's a lot of pasta, but hey, Italians love their pasta. Some of the names sound stereotypical to a lot of people. That is normal because there are people with those names in Italy, and it's quite a common name. So, of course, they'll use them in this. Fishing, these coastal towns, the sunshine, it all works really well. My problem with Luca is it just doesn't hit me the way a number of the upper tier Pixar films do. The Incredibles was fantastic. A lot of the Toy Stories, Finding Nemo, Inside Out, Soul, which came out last year, were all films that really touched me in a big way. Luca's a nice, innocent tale about childhood and being that fish out of water and just experiencing the world for the first time. Because let's be honest, how many times do you wish you could experience something for the first time again? Because you got to remember how it felt to experience it. This film does that really well and makes you really love these characters. I love the little fantasy dream sequences that Luca and Alberto occasionally go on. I do love the dynamic between Luca and this cat. It's just a nice, simple, innocent movie. I do wish there was less of a rushed solution, because the solution does come and you never really feel the stakes of being caught 'cause whenever they are getting cited as being a sea monster. Apart from having the occasional scare of a human, there's not really any hardcore repercussions for it. There's a side plot with Luca's parents who come out of sea to try and find him because he's obviously run away from home. And they spend a lot of that movie just pushing kids in water and throwing balloons at them. And you have to, while it is funny and very slapstick for the kids, you have to question why no one is talking about this crazy couple that's just going around town, just spraying kids with water. It is one of those things that you don't really look at. There's also the fact that for some reason fish just turn into humans when they get dry on land. That's never really explained. I won't say it needed to be explained, but it's one of those things where they talk about the transformation and there's no real question as to how this happens. So do sea monsters just become humans automatically? Why don't the humans become sea monsters when they go in the water? Because they're basically the same thing. There are a few holes in there. If I had to say anything negative about Luke, I would say the villain is quite weak and it is still quite an innocent story. But quite frankly, you want an innocent story every now and again. This is a charming movie that the kids will love. I am annoyed that it was just on Disney Plus, not even on Premium. It was put on to straight the streaming, which, don't get me wrong, I love the fact that it's not like behind an extra paywall because that was quite frustrating when Ryan the Last Dragon came out. But give Pixar these releases. Can we stop releasing new films on streaming now because cinemas are out there? And if it's a film that is worth seeing on the big screen, then you put it on the big screen. That is just my one real complaint, but that is not the film's fault by any means. Luca is a fun film. I would say it's definitely upper mid tier for me when it comes to the Pixar movies. I'm not going to do a ranking because, quite frankly, there's over 20 movies to get through, and you remember how long it took me to get through all the Ghibli films? But yeah, let's get into this grade, shall we? So overall, Luca has some great characters, some colourful personalities, a simple story, and a great message that could be tied into a lot of things. And there is definitely a subtext when it comes to Alberto and Luca. But I will say the solution is found quite simply. It is, while a vibrant, beautiful looking movie, there's no real stakes that you truly feel. And compared to what Pixar have done in the past, it isn't their strongest by any stretch of the imagination. But as just an animated film, discounting that it's Pixar, pretending it's not Pixar, it's a good movie. And I wish people would stop pretending that anything that's not amazing by Pixar is bad. Because quite frankly, I find it damaging and counterproductive to the people that put their hearts and souls into these movies. But getting down from my soapbox, I'm going to have to say that Luca, for me, is a film that just needs more sugar. So, Luca, have you seen it? Let me know what you thought about that in the comments below. Where does it rank on your Pixar ranking list? Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. We're nearly at 300, aim to get there by the end of this month, which is only 7 days away. So do make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. But until next time, my name is Josh. I have been your movie apprentice, and I'll see you in the next video.